Good morning, dear children. Once again, we shall continue the topics from the working of institutions. So, in my previous classes, dear children, in the introductions part, I was telling you the importance of the legislature, the executive, the judiciary. So, all these three major organs of the government who are actively working in the process of working of institutions. These are the three major organs of the society who are taking all the major decisions at the same time, taking many more responsibilities for the betterment of the society. So today we shall be learning in clear that how the decision making process are going to be very effective in the society. So here we understood that the decision making process, it is a long process in the parliamentary form of government. Because here the decision making process, it is not resting in one particular organs of the society. In my previous classes I was telling you about the notifications from the memorandum that the Ministry of Personnel, the grievances as well as the pensions, they issued the notifications here, and when they issued the notifications, so it doesn't mean that the decision making process was made by them. For the decision making process, there was a long process which we see in Indian society. In Indian society, the decision making process is not resting in the one single organs of the government, rather than there is a long process which the thing has to go through. So here, who has then the authority to take the decisions? For the decision making process, here we understood that in India we have the parliamentary form of government, and in the parliamentary form of government, dear children, we have two houses. One is the Lok Sabha, and which is called the lower houses, and second one is the Rajya Sabha, which is called the upper houses. So here in the parliamentary form of government, all the major decisions in the society which has to be taken place, because here all the representatives of the nations, they go to the parliament, they used to talk about the society. The representatives, they represent their society, they talk about different issues which are facing by the peoples, and during that time they used to continuously have a huge discussions, and having the huge discussions, they come to the conclusions, and when they come to the conclusions, they used to send the notifications to the civil servant departments. I mean to say that those ministry who are going to implement the bills which has been passed by the Parliament of India. So before we go into details, I would like to tell you that in India we have the parliamentary form of government, dear children. In parliamentary form of government, President is the first citizens of India, and he is only the nominal head. So what the President is doing, whenever the two houses is making a bill, during that time it is the duties and responsibilities of the Parliament to go through those bills and used to put the signature that those bills are passed and it has to be implemented. Then we see the leading role of these Prime Ministers of India, and what the Prime Minister of India is doing here, because he is the He is the head of the government, head of the cabinet ministry, and his duties and his responsibility is to lead the government here. So whatever decisions making process is there in the society, he used to exercise all powers in the government. He used to lead the cabinet meeting. He is the one who is answerable to all the situations as well as difficulties which are happening in the society. So the Prime Minister of India is the he is the head of the government who used to take all major decisions. So I was telling you about the parliamentary form of government. In India, we have two houses, the Lok Sabha as well as the Rajya Sabha. In Lok Sabha, dear children, which is called the lower houses, where we have nearly 543 members, and 2 members can be represented from Anglo-Indians, and the tenure period of this Lok Sabha is nearly 5 years. At the same time, the Rajya Sabha, from the state legislative assembly, there are members who are going to Rajya Sabha, and its members are nearly 233. And through the open ballot, here the president can appoint another 12 members from literature, science, art, social services, and its tenure period is nearly 6 years. Already I have told you the functions of this parliament, in the parliamentary form of government, dear children, in India. These two houses who has all major functions, or they have the responsibility to discuss about the issues of the society, and their duties and responsibility is to make bill for the nations and also to talk the major issues of the society. So that is what the leading role of this parliamentary form of government here. So dear children, here when I was telling you about the office memorandum, the government of India in the year 1979, which was headed by the B.P. Mandal, and it was called popularly the Mandal Commissions, and according to the criteria, they passed the bills, and they used to specify that according to the Mandal Commissions, they specify and they used to say that we need to give reservations to the SEBC peoples who are backward community in the society, and those peoples who are the backward peoples, they are not developing in the society. So to develop them, according to the Mandal Commissions, the implementations was made, and according to the implementations, 20% of reservations which was given to the peoples of SCBCs, and in the job sectors their reservations quota was made so that they will get job and they will develop in the society here. So dear children, here in the parliamentary sessions there was huge discussions which was happened there, and in the parliamentary sessions the many peoples or many representatives, they talked about the implementations of the Mandal Commissions, and they specify that there has to be the implementations of the Mandal Commissions, and when the Mandal Commissions will be having the implementations, they will give the reservations of 27% to the backward community known as socially, educationally backward classes. So dear children, as we are continuing with the topic of these implementations of Mandal Commissions, and here we understood that for several years many of the parliamentarians, the political parties, they kept on demanding the implementations of the Mandal Commissions. And here in Lok Sabha elections of 1989 here, there was a promise from the Janata Dal that if they are coming into power, then they will implement the Mandal Commission report. So during the time of this election campaign or this propaganda which was making by the Janata Dal, they promised to the peoples that if they are going to come into power, then during that time they will implement the Mandal Commission's report. And when these Janata Dal, when they came into power, the ruling party leaders, the VP Singh, the Prime Minister, he took the several decisions here, and he has made the proposals of the recommendations of the implementations of these Mandal Commissions. Because in Mandal Commissions, dear children, already I have told you that there was a notifications which was made in the year 1990 regarding the reservations of the socially, educationally backward community. For them, government has made the provisions to provide job opportunities to these SEBC peoples, the backward community, so that those peoples will come forward and they will develop economically in the society. So dear children, here we understood that during the parliamentary sessions, the President of India, he made the announcement about the intentions of the implementations of these Mandal Commissions, and on 6th August 1990 the Union government, they took the decisions for the recommendations of these Mandal Commissions. Then the Prime Minister VP Singh, he said that the decisions will be made by the joint sessions of these two houses. He means to say that the decisions will be made from these two houses, from Lok Sabha or from Rajya Sabha, from the joint sessions of these two houses. Then when the decisions was made in the parliament, during that time, after passing this bill of this Mandal Commissions, it was sent to this Department of Personal Training as well as the Public Grievances and Pensions. It was sent to that department in order to implement these recommendations of Mandal Commissions. And here the concerned authority, the civil servants of this department called the Personal Training as well as the Public Grievances and this Pensions Department, he put the signatures and issued the implementations of this government. So dear children, as the implementations was made in the year 1919 on August 13, 1919, when the implementations was made, during that time we see that there was a hot debate or there was a hot discussions on TV news channels, in magazines, in newspaper. There was widespread protest in the society, violent movement in the nations, and some peoples, they felt that these Mandal Commissions implementations will affect the inequality in the society. It will affect the inequality systems in the society. It will deny the equal opportunities in the society, and at the same time most of the qualified peoples will be greatly suffer here. Why? When the reservation system is made in the society, here those people who has reservations will get the benefits. They will be given more preferences here, and the qualified persons, they will not get job opportunities here. Why? Because here the preference is given to these backward community. So it will affect these qualified persons who are there in the society. Their opportunities will be affected here, because we are denying their rights here. Their rights of equal opportunities is affecting here in the society with the implementations of these Mandal commissions. So dear children, when these debates was continuously going for several years, then several months, then the peoples, the associations, they filed the cases in this Supreme Court as well as in High Court. So who resolved or who settled the issues here? It is the High Court and Supreme Court. Here the High Court and Supreme Court, who settled the issues here? When the peoples, when the associations, when they made these when they made the cases in this court, during that time there was lot of problems in the society, and this case is basically known as Indira Sahani. It is known as Indira Sahani. So peoples, they are protesting continuously. They are fighting. They are spreading violent movement. They are doing protesting movements in order to stop the implementations of these Mandal commissions. So after the long process of discussions in the year 1993, there was 11 judges from Supreme Court. There was 11 judges from Supreme Court who declared that the implementations of this government order of Mandal commissions, it is a valid one. So it is a valid one. Again, they further said that government has to make the modifications. Government has to make little modifications before the implementations. Here the Supreme Court, they come to the conclusions and settle the issues by saying that there has to be modifications. And when the modifications was made, then these recommendations of this Mandal Commission's report, it was implemented in September 8 in the year 1993. So dear children, so here I was telling you about the responsibilities of the major organs of the government. Here we see the three major organs, that is the legislature, the executive as well as the judiciary. So here in this summary, here we understood that how the government is functioning at different level, how the government is working at different level. Here we understood the three major organs as well as their duties and responsibilities. We understood that how they are working together. Here we understood that this Mandal commissions, it was prepared by this parliamentarian who is called the legislature, the lawmaker, they are legislator, one who is making law for the nations. As I have told you, the political executive as well as the civil servant. What the political executives are doing, they are making law here, and the implementations are made by the civil servant. And when the issues was continuously there in society, during that time we see who settled the issues. It is the judiciary. It is the court. The judiciary, what is their role here? Their role is to settle the issues. Their role is to see the implementations of the government order, whether it is properly followed or not. This is how we see the leading role of these three major organs of the society, that is legislature, these executive and judiciary. So dear children, here this is how the government of India is functioning. Thank you so much.